Welcome everybody to the Ohio Fly Tying Guild. I'm Gary Begley. Thank you for joining us. The guild is a function of the Buckeye United Fly Fishers, my local club in Cincinnati, and it's in conjunction with the Ohio Council of Fly Fishers International. So that said, I'll go ahead and get started. I've got two really good small streamer patterns planned. Both work excellent for smallmouth bass or for trout, and I'm sure there are various other species would like to get them in their mouth as well. So I'll show you the first pattern. The first pattern is a meat whistle. It's a John Barr pattern, and one of my favorite smallmouth patterns. That's what it looks like. That's the three popular colors, the three recommended colors: rust, black, and olive. And you see it's got comb. You see it's got a 90-degree jig hook, which I think is going to help while it's crawling around on the bottom and keep it from getting hooked up on rocks and such. So we'll get over to the vise. I'm going to tie it on a 2/0. He suggests a 1/0 to a 3/0. I will tie on a 2/0 hook. It's a Gamakatsu 90-degree hook, and I'm using a cone. This one's a gold cone. And this pattern has suggested a kind of a unique way to get the cone mounted, which I'll show you right now. Get my thread started up front. Bear with me, it'll still take just a few seconds. What I've got to do is build up enough thread ball here so this cone will go up on there and stay. That keeps it centered. And you can use epoxy, or I'm going to use some UV resin to keep it in place for sure. Getting close. I don't recall seeing this method anywhere else, except for Mr. Barr. Has two patterns that I'm aware of that utilizes this with. Get rid of my thread for now. And get this cone on here. I might use another wrap or two of thread, but it's staying there. And what I'm going to do, instead of waiting for epoxy to dry or glue my fingers together with super glue, is use just a little bit of UV resin, bone dry. Drop down in there and get the UV light out. Should have it mounted well. Yep. Now we need some thread again. And I'm just going to use a zigzag thread base. Don't need touching turns. I want to tie in two components at the same time. My package there for the It's crystal flash chenille I use on the other one. This one is diamond braid. Yeah, you use green wire. Wind them both down at the same time, like I said. Trying to keep this braid on top and the wire down around behind. Okay, try that again. But I'll get it done. All right, next we need a rabbit strip zonker. And this fly is going to ride, especially when you pull on your leader and tip it. Sit with the hook point up as you're stripping. So we want to put this hair in. So the hairs or the zonker, so the hair is pointing up toward the hook point. My measurement, I'm going to poke this through the hook point and hopefully not my finger. Did nick my finger just a little bit. There's I'm leaving some room where I'm binding this in the back of the cone. Got a lot of other materials to go in there. Now this is another somewhat unique method. And I think I finally figured out how I can do this and not block off your guys' view. Put a bend in this, push that through. Wrap this wire like it's a rib. And I'll be using it to bind down the rabbit strip. Grab the wire on the other end. There's another method that I use sometimes, which I'll go ahead and show you right now. Figure out where I want my next wrap to be. Go in with my bodkin and separate the hair. Lay that down. Well, again, sometimes one method works best for me. Sometimes the other one does. I need to go one more time. These stray hairs back up on top. Pop that with my utility scissors. I'll go ahead and trim the length on this. Slide in so I don't cut the hair. Need a couple rubber legs. Slide these in. The approximate center. Unwrap that way. Want these to end up half on one side of the hook shank, half on the other. All right. Next thing, we want some Flashabou. This is the color that he suggests with for this fly. It's holographic gold. And I've got about 12, 13 there without counting. Used to be about half an inch past the bend. The idea is to push it around to where it's covering the top half of the fly. And repeat that. And what's going to end up being the bottom of the fly. Same length. Airing out a little bit. That's all right. Once it gets in the water, they're all going to go straight back anyway. So next we need some marabou. That'll help pull them down as well. Just about to the back of the hook itself. Same idea, kind of move it around. And repeat on the other side. In order to fill in that space, a little piece of the zonker strip, not tear the hair off, use it as a dubbing. This one has been wet. It's not quite as wild. So they probably could have used a little bit less flash. Actually, that was going to something I was going to mention anyway. The wouldn't even have to put the flash in. From what I understand, some waters, some streams, the fish kind of shy away from real flashy flies. But there is a meat whistle. Could have used a few less strands.
Gary, the flash is on the sides and the marabou is on the top and the bottom, right?
Well, I put the flash on top and tried to push it around, try to maneuver it around so it would concern between the two bunches actually surround the hook shank.
Okay.
And you can make it less, you can make it more sparse than that if you like. Any other comments?
Good looking fly. If I was a smallmouth, I'd grab that, I think.
Yeah. I would hope so. Yeah, local stream, I have caught quite a few bass on patterns. That pattern is saying something very similar, including the next fly, which is a Bassmaster. Fairly simple fly. Sometimes the simple flies work the best. Rides upside down again. And this one does have the dumbbell eyes on top, so it will go down in the water and rest this way, especially once it gets wet. More rabbit strip for the tail, rubber legs, of course, dumbbell eyes, and some chenille. Nice Krystal flash chenille in pearl. I'm gonna tie a white one, like I showed you. I don't think I've tied any white flies or real light flies. I like to usually go with dark flies and light flies in my box, depending on the condition of the water. A B10S Gamakatsu, size 2 for this one. I'll switch to, I'm going to use red thread. Can't help but wonder if it would be a potentially a hot spot, so to speak. The red nose out there. I'll start the thread and run just enough of the thread base for the dumbbell eye set. Now, something I've started doing when I tie on dumbbell eyes, hooks round. This portion of the eyes are round as well. So we're trying to put something round on something round and bind it down. I started taking those pliers and bringing that down to where it's flat in between here. So at least I got one flat surface. Further forward, there we go. About 2 hook eye widths behind the hook eye. Clouser style. Crisscross twice, and then come over top of the hook under the eye set, over top of the hook under the eye set, go around twice and pull tight. And that gets it set pretty well. Base back for the tape, which is going to be another zonker strip. And again, this one's going to ride like this. Now, when we're upside down, we got the action of the rabbit hair. Okay. So for the body, we've got this Krystal Flash Chenille. Get rid of some of this and get down to the center of the chenille. Nice thread right there. I'll pull these fibers back best I can as I wrap. One more behind the eye set. Rubber legs. I've seen it tied with 2 sections of rubber legs. I can't help but think it would be better with 3 or 4. But I'll use 2. Use a red one and a white one. About to the center. These 2 on this side. Around the eye set with the chenille. And then tie it off up front. bit of a nose, so the color of the red shines shows through. Real quick, easy, but effective fly. Any questions, comments? Not much different than a woolly booger, I'll admit, but woolly boogers catch fish as well. All right. Any questions, any comments?
Gary, that fly looks like it would really appreciate a non-slip loop knot.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It would. Yep, no doubt.
That looks like a fun one.
Yeah, I like to start off with white, like what Gary was saying earlier, and then white don't work, I go to black, and if black don't work, I kind of hit the olives and the grays and the browns.
I probably in this where I'm at here in southwestern Ohio, I probably do the best with olive overall, but I usually have a real light colored fly or a white one and a real dark one, black or something similar, depending on how stained the water is. If the water is real stained, I'll use a black one. Might sound backwards. And if it's real clear water, sunny day, I'll use a white fly.
That looked really good. I like that white second one particularly. That looks.
Yep.
You might be able to manage that.
Yep. Yeah, it's real quick, easy fly.
All right.
All right. Well, if nobody else has any comments, I guess I'll let you guys go.
Yeah,
Wish
thanks, Gary.
you a happy weekend.
Yeah, thanks, Gary.
Yep.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Gary. Have a great weekend.
Yeah.
Thanks to you
Thank
guys for
you.
showing up.
Thanks. Those
Gary.
are great.
Yep.